All right, so now I'll trim the underframe and apply the black lettering to the Rock Island logo. As you can see, the real bulk of the trimming here comes from when we're trimming the rest of this logo in black. And trim the R's on the nose and on the back. And then trim the 4310. Now the American Railfan, if you want, I would go over it with pencil versus pen. Just to sharpen it up a little bit. When letters get that small, it's generally not the best idea to go over letters that small with pen, in the sense of and similarly, the same basic principle is when letters get this size, I wouldn't go over that with a brush tip pen like this. Like when we're going to do the Rock Island logo here, sometimes there's sort of a thought, oh, I'll go around that with it. I would leave that as a single pin. There's actually all different kinds of variances that I'll kind of point out as we do different thicknesses of letters, and like there's the R for the Rock Island logo. Kind of touch up along its sides a little bit here and there. And pretty much what we have left. And here, why don't we erase this reminder to ourselves now that we did. And as we see that reminder, see that the horn was in blue. And actually the coupler lift bars are in blue. And now we're basically getting ready to just trim around the underframe. trucks. And here, let's get some red. If you're, one bit of advice, if you're getting, because it actually took a while for me in the beginning. When I was getting, for instance, my first 5 to 10 pins, for instance, when I was building up a collection of pins, one video I should do sometime soon is, if I had to suggest the first 5 to 6 colors of pins I would suggest getting, I would get a black pin, a yellow pin, a red pin, and maybe this kind of warm gray, kind of sort of brownish gray kind of pin. And I should actually do a few videos of a couple, like with Norfolk Southern locomotives, for instance. But there are a few colors. There are so many locomotives that are, through the years, painted black and painted, that if you're really only starting out getting your first 5 pins, for instance, I know you might say, okay, because with that basic array of colors, you can do Penn Central, you can do Norfolk Southern, you can do Norfolk and Western. There's a lot of different railroads you can do. And if you add in kind of a deep blue pen, you can do B and O and C and O. And if you have even the yellow, even an orange pen, you can start to do Chessie. And if you're just sort of building one pin at a time, if you have black and pin and then maybe you get a green pin, you can do Burlington Northern. You have an orange pin and a yellow pin. You can do BNSF. So, especially if you have a gray pin too. So we can kind of of course, you can do Canadian Pacific if you have the red and the black. And Even if you just use the basic red, you can do Canadian National too. And if you have yellow and maybe get a deeper gray, you can do Union Pacific with the red. So you kind of start to get all your bases covered. Okay, that one's paint the couplers. Wheel. And let's sign our name to it. And there you go. And thanks for joining me.